heard of the ILC. It's the International Lemming Committee. Am I right?
Are those little critters that chase each other off of cliffs and so forth?
Yeah, they keep moving forward.
I'm going to say that that's a hard no. That ILC stands for Improvement Location Certificate. One of the choices a buyer may have in order to get a survey of the property. There's also full-blown surveys that they can do for more money to locate property pins and so forth. Occasionally, the lender or the title company is going to require an ILC on a property, and there's dates and deadlines in the contract for that. The first off is when that has to be done by, or the ILC survey deadline. The second, which is the objection. If there's a problem, the shed was built clearly on the neighbor's yard, then they would want to make a written objection to the seller on that and say, hey, we have an issue we need to resolve. And of course that leads us to the last, which is the resolution deadline by how and when we're going to fix that by. So that is the three things in which are going to come up on that deadline.
The ILC is not very typical on a contract. We don't usually see those. Is that because properties are usually relatively well surveyed beforehand?
We actually always recommend that there's an ILC on every single property. We recommend everything to make sure that our buyers or sellers stay out of trouble. However, if you're looking at an established home in a neighborhood that's been there for 20 years, and whether that fence is built a little on the neighbor's yard or not is not a huge concern that would keep you from buying the property, you may want to forego an ILC and save a little bit of money, or do it after closing. That's not going to give you the opportunity if it's found something major is found.
Has an ILC ever helped any of your buyers?
Yeah, we actually have had a couple cases where the house was actually built within the easement, and it was 3 feet from the property line instead of 5, and we would not have known that without a survey. And so that survey did show that that was encroaching. We were able to get a variance on that relatively quickly, and it turned out to still close. But I have heard stories where an ILC or a survey has found where a water main running through a property ran right underneath a garage, and that was a major issue that they didn't know about. Sometimes that's caught before closing, sometimes it's caught after. But those are some things you may want to know before you buy a property. And this is the dates and deadlines and how you do it.